and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Off the Dome show. Once again, whether it's today on a lovely Friday, or you on. I ain't gonna lie. Today might get a little bit. It might get a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I have so much to say on today's topic that it's gonna be a little bit. It's gonna be a lot, man. And again, this is a platform. This is a show where you're more than welcome to comment on your thoughts and opinions on everything that we discussed today. Okay, I'm gonna just get ready. So last night was Game 2 of Western Conference Finals, and OKC won again. They're up 2-0 against the T-Wolves. It's gonna go back to the Target Center in Minnesota for Game 3 tomorrow night. Okay. Well, I want to give you a shout out to OKC as a roster, as a team. Sam Presti, I feel like he doesn't get a lot of credit for how he's constructed this roster. Since he's been the team. So I want to give a quick shout out to Sam Presti. He's done a fantastic job in the mixer and trades to acquire as much draft capital as necessary in years to come, or throughout the years, let's say. Just realistically about job Sam Presti done in construction. But y'all not here to talk about Sam Presti. Y'all here to talk about the game. Okay? Now, watching the game, right, it was clear that given what happened after game 1, that it was very apparent on how the game needed to go. If you are OKC, if you want to win this game, you need to have a run that could last largely over 2 minutes. If you can have a run that could last that long, preferably if Jay's on the floor, but if Jay is on the floor, y'all can go on a run that long. That can usually stay in y'all favor. And let's keep in pick up for y'all that out the game in game 1. You are Minnesota. Your approach is to, this sounds very silly, to get as many people in foul trouble as possible. Led by Anthony Edwards and Jaden McDaniels and Alexander Walker, right? Julius Randle. You know what I'm saying? So that is the approach that you have heading into game 2. Well, you watched the game, and it was kind of weird with how the Timberwolves kind of went along as the game went. Julius Randle didn't play that. to Chris Finch. I know everybody's like, oh, well, you should at least played him. His performance yesterday was unbearable, and I think I'm just nice when I do that because I am. It was unbearable. I think he went 1 for 5 in the field. I'm actually about to pull this up now. It wasn't great. And I think Chris Finch saw that and was like, you know what? I don't think this is a great idea to have you out there. Yeah, 2 for 11. Didn't make a single three. 5 rebounds, 5 assists. We only had 6 points. Like, he was pretty much a non-factor. When your second leading scorer is Jaden McDaniels, like, chances are you probably aren't winning that game. But, you know, and shout out to Jaden McDaniels, who has been the primary defender of who we'll talk about in a little bit. SGA, he had a great game last night. It was pretty cool to see him attack, to be aggressive throughout, with him having a big responsibility out there. And then, of course, having the top 32. But it's weird because you scored 32, which was great, but to go 1 for 9 from the three-point line, I feel like with the Timberwolves, if we're being real, like, guys, I understand that y'all are capable of winning games off of shooting threes, but just like in game 1, do not expect to win these games if you're shooting 50 three-pointers and you're not even getting close to 45% as a team. I mean, 11 to 39 is the three-point line, like, that's not good. And like I said, the thought is, hey, you just need to be more and more aggressive. And then when the floor starts opening up, you need to put out somebody at the corner on the wing, and that's what we do. And then that was that. But no. They still have this lust for shooting the three ball, and it's costing the game. And Nas Reed 05. I hope y'all not expecting to win if y'all have performance like this. It won't happen. It won't happen. But like I said. Shout out to Jaden McDaniels for all his efforts. He had a pretty good game. Like 22 points, 8 of 15 from the field, which is not crazy efficient, but 50% from the three-point line. Something not a lot to do on this team today. Alexander Walker. Shout out to him. Outside of that, like, I mean, it's been a whole lot of nothing. It's been a whole lot of nothing. By the way, I know this has been the case all year, and I've kind of been having the same question all year. Does Rob Dillingham not exist on the Timberwolves roster? I always see him on the bench. He's not playing. Like, he don't even get no playing time at all. He hasn't. I don't think he's logged a single minute in these playoffs. What is up with that? I mean, it's crossed my mind all year. I don't know if. Again, I'm not in the building, so I don't know what's going on as far as why they just aren't believing that he's capable enough to get played. But I feel like especially when there's some inconsistency. You need more hands, on deck to match with what OKC has at their disposal. I mean, something. No Joe Ingles. No Rob Dillingham. I'm just saying, like, I don't know what that's about, but that's Timberwolves. OKC, y'all did it again, man. Y'all did it again. SGA had 38. Yeah. 38 points, 6. 21 for the field. Like, that's actually relative field. Being honest. 20 shots. Jalen Williams, 26 points himself, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 24 steals on the line. Chet has a very interesting player throughout the playoffs, because I think out of everyone, he's the guy that we're trying to figure out, like, worth the hype that he got coming out of Chicago, or is he just a beast? And I think these past 2 games, he has shown how effective he could be as far as the scoring aspect is concerned. He had 22 last night. You would like to see a little bit more rebounding. Only had 4, which is kind of crazy, but I guess you don't need to worry about rebounding when you have to consider paired up with you and Harden side. So maybe there's something to say about that. But yeah, I mean, it was a great all-around performance. They went on a run in the third quarter where I think they outscored Minnesota 35-10, if I'm not mistaken, which was crazy. So that was pretty. That was something to behold. It was like defensive play after defensive play, steal after steal, rebound after rebound, hustle play after hustle play. It was like it was going there, which can happen sometimes. So shout out to OKC as a team for basically winning with, I mean, Son Wallace coming off the bench at 8 points, 4 assists. Those 4 assists, I think they all came in that third quarter. So Wallace was effective. Obviously, Caruso from a defensive standpoint, even though his stats may not say it all the time, his damage is felt throughout the entire game. I think you saw that with how he played and how he guarded pretty much everybody. And Daniels, Randall, like everyone. he doesn't care. So Caruso, that was an underrated performance. And I feel like he doesn't get a lot of limelight because, like I said, his stat sheet is not, it's not anything crazy. But when you watch the game itself, you see number 9. Yeah, it may get ugly. Yeah. He does have an issue with getting into foul trouble. He actually fouled out last night, which was a bummer for Houston. I tried doing another 3 on the underdog last night. The game was still good, so I appreciate that. But I had Alex Caruso in the combo to get points, rebounds, and assists. And I would like to say underdog because Alex Caruso had a rebound. I think it was in the 3rd or 4th quarter that, for whatever reason, was not counted. And I was like, what the hell is this about? And that ended up being the deciding factor. Because I ended up not getting to the street because Caruso fouled out and his line was at 13.5 and he ended up with 13. So I ain't gonna lie, that was kind of crazy. That was kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie. But y'all not here for that. Y'all don't want to talk about that. You don't know about Caruso. You're not worrying about my gambling disappointment. Y'all want to talk about SGA. So let's talk about SGA. Like I said earlier, he has 38 points, 8 assists, 3 rebounds, 21 from the field, 1 of 2 from the three-point line. Oil them free throws, man. I can't stand them free throws, man. Guys, okay. I hate that. And I feel like I've gotten to a place where I'm getting real frustrated with disgusting and defending SGA at this point. Guys and gals, listen, okay? Y'all don't like the fact that you go to the free throw. Y'all make all of these arguments about how swapping, everyone does. About how, you know, if shot's not falling, you go to the free throw line. What you're supposed to do. All this other stuff. And I'm annoyed because I feel like, if we're being honest, this has nothing to do with Shea. I had this conversation when it came to James Harden. I had this conversation when it came to Jokic, Embiid. The list goes on and on. Ron, whoever you the same thing every single time. And I am not shying away. This is not about Jay. This is not about taking free throw line free throw. And getting hit on the free throw line. This is not what it's about. I don't have no problem with that. Let me break this down. Okay? Every rep that officiate the game. There are certain calls that they will make more frequent than others. There are certain calls that probably should be called and it won't be. Because depending on your experience or just the magnitude of the game itself or just their style of officiating, they are going to either what they want. Okay? The truth of the matter is that the refs, all of them have innocence. All of them do. Okay, look, if they're talking about, I'm more likely to call that, especially if it happens right in front of me. That's just how I've always been. That's how I've always operated. Boom, bam. That's how they've always been. Which is why it is important to know and to do your homework on how these refs function, how they officiate calls. Gilbert Arenas has talked about in the past. Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul, has talked about in the past. Kobe went as far as to say that he did his research so damn well that when he was playing in game, if there was a foul call that was made, he would call them out by name. Hey, Scott, hold on now. Now, you know that you need to call them. But hey, you know that you don't usually call that shit. Where are we going? Scott Foster. I know, bloody nose situation last night. I just use you as an example because, hell, you and Chris Paul hate each other. Well, you more so hate Chris Paul, and in return, Chris Paul hates you because of how dirty you do him in the playoffs. But whatever. Whatever. Okay? These guys study this stuff. And you prepare accordingly. And I think with SGA, because this is the competition that's been happening all year long. All year long. Some MVP. A lot of the points that he scored was also free throws. Even though he has the most free throws made, doesn't have the most in the regular season. But whatever. I could go on and on. The truth of the matter is, figure out how you're going to defend him. If you can't, he will score. Or if you can't, and he puts you in a spot where you have no choice but to foul, then I guess you have no choice but to foul. But Shea knows the rest. Not to say it this way, but he knows the refs well enough to know what their tendencies are. Whether he's at home or on the road. So if you're Anthony Edwards, for example, hey, when we get to game 3, look, maybe I need a test and see if what I prepared in regards to these refs are coming into fruition, or if they just simply don't want us to win. Because this whole 1 for 9 from 3-point, shooting 50 3-pointers in game 1, but then I'm hearing stuff about free throws. It's bullshit at this point. That's where I'm at. Literally, not a place where if you're not going to hold them accountable for the fact that they are not doing what they're supposed to do to give them the best chance to win, then that is on them. Do not try to penalize the other team for either A, exploiting a weakness, or B, utilizing a strength very well. You might want to sit here and say that SBA deserves every call. No, I do not. But a lot of those 50-50 calls, hey, especially in the playoffs where we already know and we already talked about before you even get to the playoffs about how certain calls will go to the superstars anyway. It's probably gonna go to the superstar anyway, especially if he's in the conversation for winning MVP, or in this case, has won MVP. So what are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? Seriously. One of my friends said that, and look, in fairness to him, He's going to say about the Chargers. He's going to say about teams. He's going to say about SBA. So this is not something that he's going to back down. Okay? And one of the things that he mentioned is that, like, he would like for the call to be called Oakland. And as I told him, I'm going to be real, you do that, he will never end. Think about it. For those who actually watch the game through and through, there is a foul literally every single possession. If we're being honest, somebody's putting a little extra elbow on the screen. Somebody's getting a little bit too touchy in the post. Whatever the case may be, there's always a given foul on every single possession. Now, look, if your style of basketball, if what you want to see on a television product is a bunch of people made this fucking way, is something that's already tired of seeing, God, bring it to me. Y'all really think that having a call, being called both ways is gonna work? No. This is still a television product at the end of the day. And here's the thing. Y'all talk so much about SBA being getting all these free throws. Y'all do want to see SBA being powerful for half the time too. Right? But nah, that's not important because, you know, get to the foul line and, you know, that has much more of a swing than anything else. Honestly, fuck. It's driving me insane. And I posted something on Instagram on my story last night as the game was happening, because I saw it on my feed. It was actually pretty fun. B-Soul. He came up, he said, look, if we're being real, the way that y'all treat SBA and Tatum and all these guys, I'm telling y'all would not appreciate Kobe and Shaq and AI if they played today. And I was like, well, you might be onto something. He said, because think about it. Tatum wants to be like Kobe. What is the one thing that Tatum gets scrutinized for? Trying to be like Kobe too much. Which he kind of did, Brett. He kind of did bring it on. So, what? Y'all slam the crap out of him. Okay? Even though, literally, Kobe's the first. Even though his intent was to be better than him. What to emulate literally his game. Mirror by mirror. Shaq. I would have thought that he wasn't skilled. Or that he just gets all his points in the paint. He's not really effective. What does that sound like? Honest? Come on, bro. It's like, I mean, what? He mentioned AI. I think SBA was AI. I think he had mentioned about how inefficient he would be, and things of that nature. Like, guys, what do y'all really want? Let's be honest. What do y'all really want? Because y'all got mad. Let me make sure, because look, this has happened in my lifetime since I have been watching the game of basketball. This is what I have heard, what I have seen. I have started watching basketball, which was 2010. Okay. I've been told that it's not fun to watch the big men dominate in the post. They eliminated that. Then y'all told me that it wasn't fun for people to shoot a lot of threes. So we shot away from that. And then what y'all also said to miss all this is that y'all wanted players to be more aggressive, that they shouldn't be afraid of going to the free throw line, and that they need to get their free throws, they need to get their points the old-fashioned. Y'all wanted more physicality. This is what I've seen over the years as far as the type of game that y'all want to see. Then y'all get it, and it's like, nah, foul baiting, nah, this he's snapped at him. What do y'all ultimately want? Seriously. So, I'm sorry. I'm be honest, I've never defended SGA so much in my life. I'm gonna be real. I've acknowledged that he's a great player in this league. I understand that he deserves to win MVP. I really feel like, look, I'm gonna be real. Hey, when two MVP candidates are going up against each other, whoever wins that series, if they have the better performance, it deserves to win. I don't even think that's that's conversation. For being honest. Okay? So, conversation with SGA and this whole foul dating and this whole free throw shit, I'm so annoyed and so pissed off. I was just as genuinely pissed off and thrown off when it came to James Harden. This is nothing new. It's been going on since MJ, to be honest. Like, I don't know what else to say. And if you're telling me that SGA is supposed to play a certain style of basketball and that's not why y'all find him to be an entertaining watch, at this point, man, go watch the game. I'm not going to want to do that. It's basketball. Watch the game. Hey, watch anyway. So seriously, what are we really discussing? What are we really discussing? For real. Because at this stage in the game, this whole SBA conversation, nah. And that, until I need to discuss it again, I'm not going to be dealing with this. This is annoying. It's frustrating that this needs to be a conversation. Why can't we just appreciate the fact that SGA is so great of a player that he can score, and not only score, but score efficiently on top of that? He's just a hard player to guard. Why can't it just be that? Why can't we just appreciate what we're seeing? I don't know. But game, dog. Look, miss me with all of it, please. That's where I'm at. Just because at this point we're talking about a whole lot of nothing with a guy who that's his game. That's how he plays. And talk about James Harden first. James Harden did all the stuff that he did in the regular season. What happened every time he played the playoffs? What did the refs? We're not going to keep going for the same shit that he did in the regular season. They started saying, nah, we're going to let them play. Nah, we're going to let them use this coach. I don't care. And that's why a lot of those series went the way that it did. A lot of talking in the regular season, he was no longer getting in the playoffs. Because again, refs have tendencies. And if you're not going to take the opportunity and exploit it, someone else will. And if they do exploit it, it's going to agree that ends up taking over the series and hope your homework. Figure it out. But I damn sure don't want to hear anything about how the Timberwolves should be up or the Timberwolves are getting screwed when they are shooting less than 25% from the three-point line and don't care about how many three-point attempts they put up in a game. I'm sorry. I'm not going to cry wolf on that. I won't. I won't. So, we're up 2-0. Congrats to OKC. We'll see what happens in Game 3 tomorrow night in Minnesota. Chances are, I'm going to tell you right now, Kenny Edwards, Julius Randle, they will show up. I don't know if that leads to them getting the win. They might end up getting the win in Game 3. But I'm telling you, this is getting obnoxious. It is. It's driving me insane. That's where I'm at. So there's that. Next we have the Brooklyn Subs not being banned. The league, the NFL had a league meeting with the owner, I think. And I think in Minnesota, I want to say. Over the week. And I'm laughing because of the final vote total was kind of funny. It was very ironic. It was 22-10. They needed 24 votes to ban the play. And look, I'm gonna keep it a bean. I've said this for so long. It feels like myself sounds like honest with you, but the only true reason why this is even a conversation to begin with is because there's only one team who has perfected a play that is very well used in this situation. And due to that, no one can stop it. So, since no one can stop it, and they are the only ones that's very good at it, we should ban it. be real. Do you know how weak of a message that would be to us that consume the league? Hey, look, man. We can't do nothing about this play that works all the time for this one team. We can't be creative enough to figure out a way to stop it. So, look, we gotta ban this play. This play is unfair. We can't do nothing about it. We can't stop it. So, we gotta ban it. And I'm saying it's so funny that this unstoppable play that everybody loves to on how frequent it transpires, which I ain't gonna knock. At a high rate. There was a game last year between the Eagles and the Jaguars. It was at home, by the way. And there were 2 occasions where the play was ran and the Jaguars stopped it. Twice. No one got hurt. No one complained. None of that. You want to know what the conversation was? Even though they won the game, you want to know what the conversation was when they got to the press conference? You want to know what one of the first questions was asked? Why did he play? Didn't work as a big one. I don't know. Figured it out, I guess. So honestly, I can't say this enough. This is only really a thing simply because the Eagles found a play in their playbook that they could utilize on a situational basis that they're very successful at, and because of the fact that no one really can stop it, that it should be taken away. It's dumb. It's dumb. Sorry, that's just doesn't know to me. Well, I'm glad it did not get banned because the message that it would have sent from the league, us, in the game, would not have been. But hey, I don't even think I need to go no further on that. And I thought about this too, and I was listening to a podcast the other day, and he brought up a good point. If the Eagles were a 6 or 7 win team, not even a discussion. Like, no one would care. You want to play as often as you want. Like, hey, go ahead. You ain't winning much anyway. So I feel like that's another element too. We win so much, so frequently that ends up coming up on the forefront. Like, hey, look, man, see how many games they're winning? We can't, we gotta figure something. Like, bruh, come on now. Let's be honest, man. That's really what it boils down to. And in fact, that a lot of people were just like, oh, you know, we gotta get rid of this play. Like I feel like we're just y'all got it. But yeah, I mean, hey, that's it. I did see something that happened in the WNBA. Well, 2 things happened in the NBA last night that was kind of crazy. I'm not. I'm not. Okay. WNBA has a lot of great players on it that would literally kill me and you on any given night. Period. So I'm not even going to press the whole. I'm not even going to do that. I'm not going to be ignorant. But Angel Reese. That was rough, wasn't it? That was a rough game. It was a very rough game. Look, Angel Reese had this issue last year where it just feels like it has this tendency to not make wait. All right, look, I'm not even joking. I thought, okay, look. She really didn't get a single field goal in? Oh, see, I didn't know that, gang. I ain't gonna lie. I thought that the issue was just, she was just extremely inefficient. Nah. She did get 12 boards though. Not too much on Angel. 12 boards is kind of 12 boards is crazy. Yeah, that was good. I thought she had at least a field goal. Yeah, 5 turnovers. She did have 3 steals though, which was kind of tough. I ain't gonna lie. 3 steals, 12 rebounds. But dog. You know, I saw the press conference after the Indiana game where they had asked her about, you know, last year how she was going with her left a lot, and then her response was, "Well, I'm right-handed." And the first thing that came to mind was like, if you're right-handed, why don't you just use it right? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's easier said than done. Look. Maybe I might need to get Chrissy Love on the call to help me out here. I might need Ashmere to get on the call to help me out with this. I have absolutely no idea what that is about. Period. And then when you look at I saw the game log from the game last night, and I was like, whoa. Wait a second. Wait. There was a stretch where this started actually where Cardoso missed the driving layup, right? Stay with me. Reese off the rebound. Reese layup. Reese off the rebound. Reese layup. Reese offensive rebound. And she got blocked. Reese offensive rebound. She got blocked again. Reese offensive rebound. I ain't gonna lie. What the hell? Yeah, started the game relatively, at least. Not relatively. That was around the 7-minute mark. But I know Angel is. The thing about criticism is that, especially in media, and I make mistakes in this regard as well. So I'm not even going to play the. Well, y'all need to look. The truth of the matter is, in this space, our criticism is so extremely high that if they do succeed, it's almost like they're not supposed to acknowledge it unless they do something historic, which I don't think is fair. It's something that I've never really sat right with. But I do feel at the same discretion that if the criticism is warranted, then it is warranted. And yeah, seeing that last night was crazy. But he's not the only one that had a performance that was like, what is going on? Because Caitlin Clark had a game last night where she didn't hit a single three, I think. It was kind of crazy. I was like, wait, she just didn't hit a single three? And they won, by the way, which was kind of crazy. Yeah. She had 11 points. She had 6 assists, 4 rebounds, 0 for 5 from 3. But the reason why that was kind of crazy because, wow, I had 26. Wow. Okay. Anyway, no, I'm not gonna get past that. 27. Yeah, that's tough. Shout out to Howard. Shout out to Howard real quick. Okay, hold on. All right, but no, the issue is that in Clark's case, that was the first game I think since her debut. She has gone a game where she didn't make a three throughout the entire game. Kind of crazy, but again, I don't think too much emphasis on this. A lot of people are thinking okay, but the season just started. If this is something that's a reoccurring thing throughout the season, then okay, but let's chill. Let's not do too much here. That's all I'm saying. So that's the WNBA for you. That was brutal. Purdy got paid. He got his aid. I want to make sure I have the details up properly because when I first heard about it, I was like, what is this? And then when I saw the details, I was like, oh, okay. All right. Well, okay, so So it's a 5-year, $265 million contract. Okay, with a $40 million signing bonus, with the 183 guarantee, 83 million guarantee. With an annual salary of $53 million, Which, when I saw that, I was like, that's a little high. But when I took a step back and I actually looked at all the details of the contract, I said, Brock Purdy is very nice. Brock Purdy is extremely nice. Because you can make the argument, and they very well could make this argument, that Brock Purdy in the season that he's had so far, that he's had throughout his career so far, warrant the fact that, hey, look, man, I am worth more than this guy, that guy, and this shouldn't even be a conversation. You can't really say that he's wrong. You can't really say that he's wrong. So I think what makes this weird is that, first of all, that was actually a deal that benefited the 49ers, to be honest with you, because if we're being honest, Purdy could have went for so much more. We may not have agreed with it, but I mean, hey, like, it is what it is. But I think this puts into perspective when we talk about Dak's contract, when we talk about Tua's contract, when we talk about Trevor Lawrence's contract, when we talk about these guys who are paid more than him, like, it's him, man. I would deserve y'all. And it's weird because, for example, like, some of these contracts are, for example, I mentioned Tua. He is a good quarterback. Okay. But the reasoning why they paid him that contract was in large part to do with the Dolphins literally saying, we literally cannot score a touchdown in some games where you're not. So, hell, if we gotta pay you what we gotta pay you, so be it. Because at least with you, we may not win when it gets cold or anything like that, but at least we have a chance. And a lot of these teams, a lot of these franchises, they just want to have a chance. Which ain't nothing wrong with that. I feel like the only guy out of that list of quarterbacks that's above 30, like, Trevor Lawrence is the only contract to me where I'm like, if I'm the Jaguars, I'm like, damn, this is the title in the ass. And it's pretty much that. We still don't know if we still don't know what to make of Trevor today. Still don't. But I think Brock Purdy gave the 49ers a solid. I think the 49ers did the right thing to take care of this without letting it go into some, news story that's unnecessary, that we had to watch throughout OTA, training camp, that took care of it as soon as they possibly could, got a deal done, it benefited everybody involved. And hey, as it stands, for being honest, Brock deserves it. He deserves it. Last year, you can make the argument that, hey, like the key, that's the whole purpose of being in that conversation. You got to work, you got to do well with problems that move around. Yeah. And that is true. I can't take that away if that's the stance you're going to go with. Last year was kind of crazy because even, Brock Purdy did have some games last year where I was like, is he okay? Throwing some weird interceptions. It was weird. It was weird last year. But yeah, I just feel like it's twofold because Brock Purdy saved. Let's be honest. They saved the 49ers. You got in that same draft, Brock Purdy. They drafted and traded the first round pick for Trey Lance. I still don't think it's unacceptable. So the fact that Brock Purdy has been able to perform in the manner that he has since the starting quarterback, I think you do have to take. Now, how this contract goes moving forward, I don't know. 49ers, like I said last week, has a schedule that makes no sense. They better find themselves in the playoffs. If they don't, we're going to have some very rough conversations about everything. Kyle Shanahan, Brock, Ayuk. It's going to be a lot of people. I'm telling you. It's going to be a lot of people that's going to have an eyebrow raise if they don't get the shot. But I do feel like the 49ers owe it to Brock because he did save his franchise from having to deal with the conversation of having to recover from drafting. And hey, it sucks to say, it's drafting a buck. So you gotta reward him, and I think the contract is just right on all sides. I think everyone wins. And you can tell by that, it's not too long after they did the Purdy signed the deal, but Warner got signed to a deal. Kittle got signed to a new deal. So it's apparent that they're taking care of the pillars of their roster early. I don't hate them for doing that. I actually appreciate them for doing that. Take notes, Cincinnati. And I mean, hey, again, I'm not knocking it whatsoever. Did I think the 53 mil aspect was a little bit high? Sure, but hey, it's the way of the land given how contracts are being done. But I know he don't have a Super Bowl ring, but he's been in the Super Bowl. He's played in a lot of primetime matchups. He's won a lot of those games. Like, I don't know. So, that's just my thoughts on it. I actually think that the 49ers did right by Brock, and I think Brock got the money he deserves, man, at the end of the day. So that's my thoughts on it. I know I started off going on a rant with the whole NBA situation. I hope and pray that I don't have to hear, than that. I would really appreciate actually very what do we have now? Before we get out of here, I want to thank everyone who has been able to tune in on all of our platforms. Really appreciate y'all. Remember to give us a like or follow us on all of our platforms. Leave a comment. We can have a conversation. I actually, after this, I'm going to go get some shots of support for I have started doing something the other day where, and I've been doing this on Instagram at underscore church. Where literally I go, I sit around, get some shots up, and as I'm doing that, I start my playlist, and I share with y'all the first song that it hurts, and then by the time I'm done, I share with y'all the last one. It's something new. I just thought about doing it. So once I'm done with it, get some shots up, get some exercise in, do that. So check out my Instagram for that. And I'll probably put that on my TikTok as well. It's been a while since I've been on TikTok. That's where you can catch me on that. Again, like, subscribe on YouTube, follow us on all of our platforms, TikTok, Instagram. Check out our website at teamnbsmedia.com. We got written content. We have live content that you see here frequently on the brand. And you can see it. You can see it all there on our website at teamnbsmedia.com, where we have a lot of our great writers that write pretty much anything and everything. Your favorite show, your favorite sports team, you name it, we'll talk about it. They have very great intel and insight on those given articles, so check those out. We're here every Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Again, thank y'all so much for the love and support. Not be able to do any of this outcome. So keep it going. Tell your friends. And congrats to SK on winning MVP. We got a great game tonight in New York between the Knicks and the Pacers. Hopefully the Knicks learn how to play defense in the fourth quarter, overtime if it's necessary. What the hell, Burton? Harry. But thank y'all so much. Appreciate y'all. I'm out of here. Y'all the best. Love y'all. Be safe.